Get to know everything with Know It All.
I want it all, and I want it now.
Know it all. First thing.
Never regardless, you probably want to know, why is China's economy about to collapse? Well, it's a gigantic, just one company has a $300 billion debt. And it's a giant real estate bubble that is, imagine you had to pay even more into Social Security all your life. And you found out that it had been, that it was empty. It was paying your grandma. And that's today. That's all the empty real estate in China.
We reported on the real estate sector 10 years ago with astonishing sights like this of empty buildings in city
Dog and stockpot.
after city across the country.
Not funny.
This is today. Similar hollowed out wastelands of unoccupied and unfinished apartments.
So what you're not seeing are, but you can see in this Wall Street Journal report, imagine Bellevue as just empty, never moved into apartments.
The developers here designed this home in the style of a grand European mansion. But this is all it is right now. It's the shell of a half-completed, empty house.
So what they were doing in China is they were selling you the cast concrete home. So there was no wood, no craftsmanship or artisanship. And so they're showing a city, not a suburb, not a cul-de-sac, but a city, and they're all the same cast, sort of pseudo-European cast concrete, unpainted, and they are wall to wall to wall to wall to wall. So
Very Soviet looking. Don't you
yeah,
think?
it's like Soviet luxury,
Right.
or something. And then the one that 60 Minutes are talking about are the high rises, the ones like you grew up in, the horribly depressing apartment buildings that normally one must visit the suburbs of Prague or Bucharest to see. That thrown up, hey, the chairman of the Politburo is coming here next year. Oh, I told him we would have 90 buildings up and they'd be 10 stories each. And then you get the construction quality that you would expect from that. And those are still up to this day. People live in those, from Vladivostok to Prague. And you might be in NATO now, but your apartment buildings are still in the Warsaw Pact. And so in China's case, you can move out of your place in Prague and move into a new place. It's not cast cement with crappy plumbing. In China, you don't have any, you have one male son. He's a highway patrolman on the other side of the country. You see him once a year. This is your retirement. You don't have 5 sons that are going to help you in your old age. This is your retirement. You paid for it 10 years ago. You got pictures of it. And then one day you retired and it wasn't complete and they couldn't pay you back your money because that's what they're using to build next year's empty apartment buildings. So that's why that's one reason that China is hit the bricks on stuff. Thing 2.
Second thing.
Well, a fatal crash in Burien could lead to the changes in the pursuit laws. A deadly crash in Burien yesterday. The King County Sheriff's Office said they arrested a person on investigation of vehicular homicide after they said the person stole a truck and drove off. The deputies were trailing. Deputies trailed the suspected stolen truck. The guy decided to foot it. Well, not foot it, but to floor it. And when he decided to floor it, because he knew that they weren't going to chase him. So, we can go in circles and say, well, it would have happened anyway. All we know is they were not pursuing him. They didn't get authorization, but he floored it anyway to get away. And he collided with a Jeep Cherokee, killing an adult driver and injuring a 4-year-old. So anyway, the guy's under arrest. And so somebody, this is the thing about the state legislature. Someone's going to say, well, see, it was speed that killed him, not the pursuit. Well, no, the guy fled because he thought he was about to be lit up by King County Sheriff's Office. And that's why he floored it. To get away, because he probably had somewhere else to go steal something or something like that. Thing 3.
Third thing.
Well, Nikki Haley is still running, and the Michigan presidential primaries are today. Trump will win this. The real question is, why are they so afraid about the protest vote on Biden? Biden won Michigan by about 150,000 votes 4 years ago. The problem is the losing of the Michigan in November is what they're planning on now. If this many Palestinian or Arab Americans are going to do a protest vote, then why would they be around in November? I mean, this is sort of what they're fighting on this. They're saying, look, if you're going to be here in November, just vote Biden or else we look weak. Well, they want to they want to protest that in their view, the Biden administration is on the side of Israel in killing Gaza Palestinian babies or something like that. And so this has led to the president announcing with complete surprise, no irony in his voice, with a cone of ice cream in his hand, don't you worry, there's going to be a ceasefire by Monday, which is, by the way, because they said, hey, announce, because it's Thursday night. This is why. This was last night on Seth Rogen or Seth Meyers. Did it on whatever late night with Seth Meyers. It was late last night, but it was yesterday afternoon in New York that he made this announcement so that it would hit the news today, because the polls opened in Michigan 2 hours ago, and that they're hoping this will put the fire out in Arab American protest votes. So he announced with ice cream in his mouth.
President Biden was telling reporters that.
Let me get to the ice cream voice. Here's Ice Cream Joe.
Well, I hope by the beginning of the weekend. I mean, the end of the weekend. At least my national security advisor tells me that we're close. We're close. It's not done yet. And my hope is by next Monday we'll have a ceasefire.
He's got a big old cone of ice cream in his.
Diane, ice cream.
I know.
His hope is that by next Monday there'll be a ceasefire. CNN's MJ Lee is at the White House for us, and CNN's chief national security correspondent Alex Marquardt's also here. MJ, that's a big announcement from the president to be given in an ice cream shop.
I love his tone of voice. It's like, well, that's a big announcement for a big old POTUS, a big old grand POTUS.
I got you some ice cream.
And by the way, he just probably guaranteed there's not going to be a peace deal on Monday, because it's going to be under the